Oh, what's going on, everybody? We're finally streaming again. We're here to stream some very important information. I think we should all learn. I saw this video earlier, but I was hoping that we could dive into that together, and we could learn something today, all of us. So let's kick it off.
And now, here he is, Tom Leykis.
Leykis 101, the ongoing on-air adult education course that teaches men how to get more tail for less money. Just as importantly, we teach women how men think. I am Professor Tom Leykis here at 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. It's Alex on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, what's going on?
Not much.
Listen, I got a little problem. I've been dating a girl for about 5 years. And
Wait, you're how old?
I'm 22.
Strike one.
Yeah, I'm 22, and I've been dating her for 5 years, and I got my own place, and she's lately been really pushing it, and she's been trying to move in with me. And I keep saying, no, I like my space, I like being a bachelor.
This is what happens when you start dating somebody at 17.
Yeah, but it all started out, being a high school sweethearts and all, we were just both kind of lazy, I guess, to find anybody else, and what we had kind of worked out, so stick to what works.
Well, if I were you, the answer is no.
Yeah,
no.
I'm not really, I'm not going to let her move in. I'm not going to do that. But, she's got more things on her mind. She's been talking about marriage and kids and all that.
And trust me when I tell you, she is not on birth control, and she's going to be piercing one of your condoms any day now.
Yeah, I've been using rubber, man. I'm not.
Yeah? And what birth control is she on?
She's not.
That's my point. And what kind of women don't use birth control?
Well, she's got some kind of a health problem where it's bad for her, so she can't use it.
That's hey, pal. You need to learn more about birth control. That's just the pill. There's 10 other forms of birth control.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I never really looked into it.
It's time to look into it. It's time to go with...
I just want to say, when I was dating my ex, I did not use condoms like an idiot. Whew. Whew. Some bullets dodged. Because I think near the end of our relationship, I think she did want kids. She never outright said that to me, but there were definitely signs.
If you're going to be with her, it's time to go down. And by the way, if you're not going to be with her, it's time to go by yourself down to Planned Parenthood and get a little information about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll definitely look into that.
You can never accept that as an excuse. By the way, I don't believe any of that stuff when women say that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. They just want to have babies.
Yeah, she's been talking about it, and what should we name our kids?
There we go. Hello. If you keep having sex with her, she's going to find a way to pull that condom off and have a baby. And honestly, you use rubbers about 95% of the time, right?
I'd say less than that.
Less than that. Yeah. What do you think is going to happen?
I pull out.
Pal, the pull-out method does not work.
Yeah, no? I've done that.
No.
I've done that.
You are not educated.
Nope.
Yeah. What my question was originally was, I'm not going to let her move in. I'm not going to do that. But, you're basically scaring me that she's going to do something.
She is going to do something. She's not using birth control because she's hoping for that happy accident, which will lock you in.
All right. DTB?
Definitely.
DTB, dump that bitch.
Where's your bullpen, dude?
I will follow your advice and do that tonight.
Move on, because this is a time bomb.
All right, I'll shoot you over an email. I'll tell you how it went.
And stop with the 90% or 85% of the time using a condom. When a woman isn't using birth control, it's because she wants an accident.
Got it.
If she's already asking you what to name the kids, trust me when I tell you, that is a plan on her behalf, not to be using any birth control devices.
Okay. Well, I'm going to DTP tonight. 100%. It's been 5 years, but, whatever.
It's over. Time to move on.
A lot of them more, yeah.
Thanks,
Tom. Really appreciate it.
All right. Good luck to you, Alex. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Tom on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello?
Yes?
Yeah, you talking to me, Tom?
No,
Hello?
I'm talking to someone else.
Hey, you know what, man? I can barely hear you. You got to give me a little bit of.
Can you hear me now?
I'm talking and driving at the same time. Hey, I never listened to your show. First time I'm listening to it. I want to make a comment about the guy who was from El Salvador. The caller you had.
Right, Tony.
Okay, well,
that was Tony.
Tony, whatever his name is. You know, the best advice for that guy would have been go back to his own country. We don't need stupid people like that here in our country.
Pal, this is not, you know what? This is not the Rush Limbaugh show, okay?
Well, it's pretty close considering
No,
the
it's
kids
not.
that call. Come on.
It is not the Rush Limbaugh show. That's not what we do here.
Well,
go back to AM radio, go back to the conservative talk shows if that's the kind of show you want.
You know what? I'm not a conservative, I'm a liberal, to be honest with you.
Well, go back to El Salvador is not the kind of thing that I'm going to say to somebody who calls in, especially somebody who's here legally.
He wasn't here illegally, remember.
He is here. He has a green card.
Well, that doesn't mean he's legal. Green cards have an expiration
it does.
date. They'll go on forever.
Green cards go on forever unless you screw up.
No, that's not how it works.
Yes, they will renew them unless you have been into. I'm telling you, I have dated more illegal aliens and more women going through the process of immigration than you'll ever know.
Well, probably so.
I know all about it.
Alien,
well, I'm telling you, that's how it works.
Okay, you're telling me that's how it works. I'm telling you
that is how it works. You don't know unless you are with the INS, sir. I'm telling you, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then, like I said, Tom, you and I will have to agree to disagree.
Well, I guess, you know what? You're not going to change this show into you telling me how smart you are and how stupid I am. That's not the concept of the show. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Here comes George on Leykis 101. Hello.
Hello, Dad. First time caller, long time listener.
Thank you, son.
Okay, so I've got a little bit of an issue.
I'm waiting.
25 years old. I used to live in kind of fraternity-style living, like a bunch of guys in the house. To be completely honest with you, I'm kind of a stud. I get a lot and I'm kind of over it. I'm dating this little 18-year-old right now. She wants to move out of her parents' house, and I'm thinking about moving in with her.
Why?
I dig her, man. She's real driven, goal-oriented. She keeps me in check.
Why does that mean she has to live in your apartment or your home?
I don't know. I dig the cooking and cleaning, you know?
It's a lot cheaper to get cooking and cleaning from a professional, believe me.
Well, I'm not at that point in my life where I can really afford
because you know how much she's going to put into the home? Nothing.
And again, I just want to pause here for a second. Like how many guys Tom has already saved so many moths from the flame. You know what I mean? And there's so many stupid people that keep calling into the show. That's why I love this show, because how many guys call in here and say, you know, Tom, you were right. I was burned. My wife took me for everything and blah, blah. And this is all this guy is trying to do. He's just saying, don't live with chicks. Because you could potentially lose a lot of your income. Now you say, oh, you know, I'm a millionaire. Well, if you're living with a girl, you're not a millionaire because she gets half of everything. So you only have $500,000, right? So all these guys call in, and some of them, they think they know better. And then they call in like a year later, Tom, you were right. It's just so funny to see.
You're going to pay for everything.
Oh, man, she's kind of a go-getter, you know?
Guess what? Guess what? She will not be a go-getter when it comes to putting money into the pot to pay the household expenses.
There you go.
You know, that might be true, but I mean, I see it's it'll do a fair share around, just kind of duties-wise, you know?
Again, are you asking me a question, or are you just calling to make an announcement?
Actually, it's a question. Give me your advice.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Okay.
Cost-benefit analysis. This will cost you more than the benefit of her services.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm 25 years old. I'm still living with a bunch of guys, you know, doing the whole, young guy thing. I don't know.
You are a young guy. And by the way, you could just have one roommate. You don't have to have a bunch of guys.
Okay.
You know, when I was living here, I had a bunch of roommates, and they were helping me pay the mortgage off faster in my own place. And it's like, I'm 34 now. I got my place paid off. Life has been great since. And I got money in the bank. I'm going to Japan next month. And there's a lot of benefits to living alone, for sure. It is peaceful. And definitely cost-benefit analysis is definitely something that's a very real thing when you live with a chick. If she's not with the program, you shouldn't really be with her. If you're gonna move her in, you got to get her to sign a prenup, everything, so that these chicks cannot just milk you. Because I was very lucky. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that I'm not gonna name any names, but with my ex, I do believe that she didn't take me for half of anything because she had just paid off a brand new car, and I could have taken that car away. Granted, that is how it works, 50-50. She took my place, my condo, whatever. I take her car, right? That's just kind of how that works. So I had leverage there, thank God. I was very lucky.
But you do not need a woman breathing down your neck, going through your mail, checking on what time you're coming home every day of the week.
I mean, I'm a pretty simple guy. You know, I've been around the block, so...
That's not the point. If one night you want to go out with the guys, you don't need any critiquing or criticism.
Facts.
I mean, she's pretty fair as long as that goes. Like, I work in bars at night, and she's always been real fair with, like, giving me my nights and giving me my time.
Well,
so.
she hasn't lived with you yet.
You think it'll change?
Of course.
Okay, well, you're the daddy, so I'm gonna listen
I'm
to you.
telling you, you want to date her? Fantastic. You don't move them in.
Okay. I mean, I've had hundreds of lovers. She's the best, so...
Again, you don't move them in. You don't move them in. You will pay for that, and you don't need that.
Okay.
And you don't need to be watched 24/7, which you will be.
Child support,
Yeah.
you're paying.
Well, that's your honest answer, and I appreciate you talking to me, Mr. Tom Leykis. Can you take me out Kobe style and then blow me up?
Yes, I can.
This is about us. She's so special to me. You're the beats in my heart. You're the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
It does something.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. The Tom Leykis Show.
Leykis 101, I am your professor. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Mike on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, Mr. Leykis, how you doing, man?
Doing great.
First off, I want to just applaud you for the work you do. I think you're absolutely like a god to most men. And I've been listening to your show for about a couple months, and I can't agree with you more on anything that you say. So that's first. And pretty much, like 10 minutes ago, a friend of mine called me and said that the girlfriend who's my girlfriend, who I've cheated on about a couple of years now, because we're men, that's what we do. And I want to know, my friend saw her walk into a hotel room with her ex-boyfriend.
Why do you have a girlfriend at 21?
Well, this is the thing. She thinks I mean, supposedly the label is there, but I mean, I don't really treat her like a girlfriend. It's pretty much like I do.
See, it's true though, because this guy really shouldn't be messing around with chicks anyway right now, unless he's literally just pumping and dumping. One of the things you want to be doing though first, before really getting in serious commitments with women, is getting your place paid off, getting your career started, getting your business started, getting something going, and understanding the laws so that you know how to protect yourself against the worst possible outcome when dealing with women that a lot of guys go through. They get so fucking screwed over. It's not funny. It's life alternating changes that when you become divorced from some of these chicks, they and if you got a feminist judge in front of you, oh boy, you are literally cooked, my friend. Everything you've worked so hard for, down the drain. Now, that's not everybody, but it's such a risk, and you're dealing with another wild animal. People have thoughts and feelings, and people cheat, and people do all these things, and navigating through all of it is pretty hard stuff to do. But if you're gonna go that route and dive in back into the blue pill world, at least you want some red pill knowledge on your back, like a backpack of knowledge about everything, so that you're not going in so fucking rose-colored glass blinds, right? You know what I mean? You don't want to be doing that. You want to be going in with the thought and the ideas that, and the knowledge that if this were to go south, you have ways to protect yourself, and you can make it out unscathed, or at least maybe you'd make it out somewhat okay. Because like a lot of women, man, they're fucking mountain lions, man. Females in females in any animal kingdom, they're like the most ruthless people. They are. It's brutal. Men build the world, and women just they take a lot out of it, right? It's crazy, and they'll take a lot out. They'll take a lot with them when they go. So that's all we're trying to say is you want to be aware of a lot of the risks involved when getting serious with someone.
What I got to do, I do what I do. You know what I
Well,
mean?
so then she didn't cheat on you. She went out and had sex with somebody else. She's not your girlfriend.
Well, this is the thing. She thinks she assumes that she's my girlfriend, and she knows that.
But she's not your girlfriend.
Okay, well, either way.
So who cares what she did?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. But I just want to teach her a lesson. Just
Why?
listen. Why? Why you said?
What is the purpose of this?
What is the purpose of it? Well, I really want to teach her not to be really messing around with me. That's the only thing you said. I mean,
Pal, you're messing around with her. You get what you give.
well, I guess so, but
You are messing. You just told me that you let her believe she's the girlfriend, even though she's not.
Well, that's true. She.
So that is messing around with her.
Oh yeah, I've been messing around with her because.
Well, then this is what you get in return. And the fact is, you're acting like a little boy here.
You think so?
Yes, I do.
You know what? I'm not even angry.
You know, let me tell you what a real man would do, okay? A real man doesn't care what the woman he's banging is doing when he's not around.
Facts.
Oh, I see.
Who cares? Who cares what she's doing? You're doing what you're doing.
Okay.
Who cares?
But the thing is, I see her a lot. I bang her a lot, and I guess I go out with her a lot.
Why don't you have a bullpen?
I do have a bullpen. That's the thing.
Well, I think it sounds to me like you're spending too much time with this chick. And no matter what you're telling me, I think you've got feelings for her, and you're jealous that she's gone out with other people.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's. I guess it's a little bit of jealousy. It's just because.
Well, guess what, pal? Deal with it. Yeah, you know, the fact is, you bang whoever you want, and that's what she's doing. And you know what? That's a great situation. That's the way it should be.
Just to let her go, huh? I guess.
Just be done with it. Have sex with her, and then have sex with others, and she'll do the same. Done.
Wow. Beautiful.
Don't be a little boy about this.
You're the man, Tom Leykis. You're the man.
All right, Mike.
Thank you, my man.
Thank you. Stella! Yes.
How are you, Tom?
I'm doing great.
So, I really didn't have a question. I just wanted to comment on, the past few callers.
Crazy world we live in.
I can relate to them, because I'm 21, and I go to school, and I have a full-time job, and all that. But I think that people really need to grow up here and realize that they have choices. I mean, that girl that says, she's dating the older guy that has the 2 kids, but she goes to school, she has a choice, So why don't everybody just grow up?
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
What I'm trying to say is when you tell, for example, the other guy that called and said, you're too young to be dating at 21, or you're too young to be dating at 17.
I never said people are too young to be dating at 21. I said at 21, you're too young to be having a serious relationship.
There it is.
Well, I'm 21 and I have a serious relationship.
The fact that you do doesn't mean that you're not too young. You are too young. And you will find out because the relationship you're having will not work out long term in 4 out of 5 cases. Of course, you think you're the one that 1 out of 5 that will succeed, but chances are you're not.
But, where are you getting your statistics from?
We've talked about this on the air. The younger you are, under the age of 21, having a serious relationship, the more likely it is that you will break up with that person ultimately.
Well, I just think that, people have a choice to either mess up their life or mess up
they
their
have
life.
a choice, but why mess up your life?
Right, so why do they? Like the guy from El Salvador or the girl that goes to Cal State and, the one that...
And you? What about you?
Well, I go to school and...
And with me too, I'm no saint. No one's a fucking saint. Everyone, though, is a hypocrite. Everyone's their own hypocrite too, right? I fucking cheated. I'm not a fucking saint out there. I've done some damage to myself and to other people, and it's just it becomes this whole fucking cesspool of toxicity and narcissism. It's when chicks love to throw that word out there. Hey, narcissist. But it's just a matter of trying to go forward and think, like, is this someone I really want to be spending the rest of my life with, balled and chained to somebody? Is that the way to go, or is this like, what the fuck are we in for here? What are we doing? Are we even starting a family? That's another thing you gotta ask yourself too. Is like, okay, I moved you in, but we gotta really be honest with ourselves. Like, I just moved anyone in here. Every time I've moved a chick in here, it's just because I wanted to get laid. Yeah, I told every girl I was ever with, I don't want kids. I never told them I moved them in here just because they were pretty, they were hot, they were young. But as time goes on, you really do fuck around and you find out, and that's something you really don't want to be doing. I think that's the whole point of hit it and quit it, so that you don't, because let's be honest, like, whoa, you know what can happen.
And I'm working towards my degree, and I have a full-time job, but that doesn't prevent me from, being a normal girlfriend and having this.
But you don't have to be a girlfriend. You could be dating a variety of people, which you should be doing.
Yeah, totally.
But that's my choice, right?
Well, the fact that it's your choice doesn't mean that you've made the right choice.
But it's right for me.
You could have a choice to jump off a tall building or not. It's your choice. But I would recommend not doing it.
Yeah, but so then why do people call you and say, I feel really stupid right now because blah, blah, blah. Well, if they feel...
Well, because they are stupid. Like, that's the other thing, too. I had a buddy of mine lives up in the hills there, our own version of the hills, the Hollywood Hills there, and he fucking, he's trapped with that bitch forever. He doesn't even love her. They both cheated on each other. And I know this because I was his closest fucking friend at the time. Not anymore, unfortunately. I do miss the guy. But I'm not going to name names, but he knows who he is if he's watching the stream. And I keep telling him, like, just find a way out. Like, put your fucking foot down. Do whatever measure. Talk to a lawyer. Every time she screams at you or nags you or does some crazy shit, start recording that shit, because that can really actually save your ass in court. It will literally save you. Granted, if you're with the right judge and there's a male judge and the guy understands, and because if you're with a feminist judge, it might not go so well. But if you have a chance recording everything, every time she's a bitch, nags you, you do so much for her, you go to work every day, you pay the fucking bills, right? And it's just, you come home and she starts screaming at you, yelling her fucking head off at you. Yeah, salad dressing's wrong on the skipped order, or whatever the fuck. Whatever she's bitching about that day, her entitled, privileged fucking, what do they call that? Self-entitled brat, right? Because that's what happens to some of these guys, and they start walking on eggshells. They become beaten dogs because they know that they can't just up and leave because she'll take them. Now, when a man is trapped, it's because he can't lose anything. But when a woman's trapped, it's because she can't find anyone else better who's got better stuff than him, or is better looking, or does, I don't know. Some people just need a change, but they don't want to come out and fucking just outright say it. I get it, but put your house in your mom's name or something. Do whatever you can if you've gone too far down this rabbit hole. Because the housing market nowadays, in today's market, you don't want to be losing out on a house that you've been paying for years and years and years on. It's just, and then being stuck with that person too. It's just, holy shit. You realize, fuck, I fucked up my life.
Stupid, then isn't that the wrong choice for them? So then why are they doing it?
I'm trying to tell them they should not be in a serious relationship at such a young age, and neither should you.
Nope.
Well, okay, I guess, but I'm just...
You'll find out the hard way, dear, and it's your life. Obviously, you made your choice, and later on, when he bangs somebody else or bangs your best friend or whatever, you'll remember I said this, because he's too young and you're too young, and you'll find out the hard way. I can't reach out of the radio and wring your neck. I can't. There we go. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tina on Leykis 101. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, my God. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Okay. I am 36. I am dating two guys. Neither one of them know about each other.
Right.
Totally agree with the third date, sleeping with them, because why waste my time if they're not good in bed?
Right.
So probably by the second date, I've already slept with both of them. But the question is, one is 32, one is 37. And I don't know at what age do they decide, like, how do you, I want a long-term commitment, a long-term relationship. That's what I'm looking for. That's why I'm dating 2 guys at one time. Why is it so hard for them to commit at that age? Isn't that the time that they're supposed to start committing?
Well, put it this way. Everybody doesn't do that.
But how do you weed through them? Is there questions that you ask? And, you know, I mean, because I told
Well, you have to ask them that question. Do you want a long-term relationship?
Tell you yes, because they don't want you to date somebody else.
Well, then you have to obviously define what that means.
I don't you think? I think that if the more questions I ask, they're going to be like, you know, damn, that's a lot of questions.
Yeah, well, but the point is, guess what? That's what long-term relationships are all about. You asking too many questions, you having conversations they don't want to have, you saying phrases like, we've got to talk, or, what am I to you, your girlfriend? What am I, your fiancé? What am I, your squeeze, your booty call? What am I? It means having all kinds of conversations like that, which is why guys don't want to settle down.
Yep, facts.
The guys, if I start asking those questions, and
because, you know, it would have been perfect if it wasn't so, every relationship, if it just wasn't so like, we need to reach the next level. Like, they always think we need to change and we need to reach the next level and the next level in our relationship, and you need to sacrifice more, and you need to compromise and all these things. And it's like, no. I set all this up. I paid off the house, the mortgage, I fucking paid off my car. What next level the next level of her security, knowing that you're not going to fuck off and cheat, because if you do, she can take everything from it. That's really what it is. When a chick says we need to reach the level, or when are we getting married, or when are you going to propose, or when are we getting a promise ring, all that really means is you're leaving me wide open for a hit that another girl could potentially take you away from me, and I don't get nothing out of this. Why am I here? Essentially, that's what that is when they ask you, when are we going to seal the deal? And if you don't seal the deal, what happens is some of these chicks will just fucking seal the deal on their own terms, and they'll just get knocked up, quote unquote. A lot of these chicks will not. Oh, you know, I took my birth control. Don't worry, honey. Right? Oops, accident. Right? You're not gonna fucking propose a ring to me. We're just gonna have a kid, and we're gonna get fucking. I'll get my security out of you. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, that's how it works.
Not really answering, then that's pretty much the answer.
They don't want to. By the way, can I tell you something about men? You won't like this. When a guy wants to settle down with you, he gives you a ring. That's what he does. He tells you. He tells you.
No, but have to go. I mean, how many
I almost
months?
did that.
A guy just doesn't do that.
Darling, you can stop any time. You can stop seeing these guys at any time.
But say, okay, a guy gives you a ring. But how many months before, I mean, you have to date them before that happens. They're not going to just give you a ring.
Well, if they want to keep you off the market, they will take proactive action.
And the other thing, too, is like if you look at guys that are cheaters and stuff like that, and the girl leaves, it's only because you're not good enough in her eyes. Now, if you're Ozzy Osbourne or Gene Simmons, fucking cheat all you want. Where's she going to go? Who's she going to find? Another rock star? You're fucking Gene Simmons. You're Ozzy Osbourne. You can go out and fuck 3,000 fucking bitches every fucking week if you want. Your wife isn't going to leave you. Right? You put a ring on her finger and you say, listen, I'm Gene fucking Simmons, the singer of Kiss. Goddamn right I'll bang who I want. That's really what it is. When you're being paraded around like a little bitch and your girlfriend's saying, he cheated on me, blah, 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 it's because you're not that guy. You're not the guy. Right? You should be able to go to prison for killing a kid or some shit or anything. You go to prison for anything, and she will literally wait for you with her tits up against the glass if you're the guy. She will not. All other men are like invisible to her. She's got her eyes set for you. I'll wait fucking 10 years for you to get out of prison, baby. It's okay. Don't worry. Press my fucking titties up against the glass. I'll give you a hand job under the table. I miss you so much. It doesn't matter. I won't even fucking look at another guy, baby. I'll come here every day, sneak fucking drugs in for you, sneak anything out you want from me. Anything, man. If you are the guy, you can fucking commit murder and they will not leave. But you got to be that guy. And so all these guys out here that are like, oh, I'm scared to walk through this or set boundaries or do this because I'm afraid she'll leave me. Well, then don't even fucking waste your time in it. Do whatever the fuck you want. See what happens. And if she leaves, well, you're not the guy for her. Simple as that. And so then you realize that you got a lot more work to do out there, boy. You got to go out there and make some shit happen. Go out and fucking be a tradesman. Go out there and be a welder or be a lawyer or a doctor or a trucker. Then you can start laying down your own laws of the land to be your own king, right? That's kind of what you want to be in life. You don't want to be these beta males getting fucking ripped apart in divorce court and shit like that. You don't want that. And the best way to become this guy also is, it's hard to lone wolf it, but if you can do it, if you start small like me with a condo, but I think a lot of the times that men really need their bros. You need a bro to fucking go into business together, and you both understand the game. And if you got a bro, you can really build a good, strong foundation just for the both of you and your bro, and no outside forces can penetrate your bond, right? And because you know what you need to do in order to be successful in this life. The game has changed. It's not the same like, oh, let's get married and have kids like that. Those are fucking so like foreign ideas to most men nowadays, and guys are looking at like guys like Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, and they're looking at those dudes, right? And they're saying, holy shit, we can live like that? I had no idea it was that easy if we just got our minds right? Like went into business with our bros, and we both understood the game, and we both know, like, you're a brother to me, and I'll go to the ends of the earth for you, and you would do the same for me. And we both were building a business. We both bought a house together. We're not gay, but we both bought a house together. You live in this room, I live in that room. We're paying it off together. We're working really hard. We both have great jobs, and you could live life like that and just go to the bar, pick up a chick, always wear condoms, get a vasectomy, don't have kids, those kinds of things. You could just live life like a GTA character, right? You just hope to God that the bro you choose, that you've built a bond with, doesn't stab you in the back or betray you for one of these fucking whores, right? That's one of the other things too. Is it sucks. It's almost like Lord of the Rings when the king is sitting there, he's all fucking gray beard and he looks like shit, and that guy's like whispering in his ear. That's a lot of guys' girlfriends telling him shit, and then you come in there and kick that motherfucker out, and all of a sudden he goes back to normal, and he's like, oh, that's really what it's like when you get out of a toxic relationship. That's really how it feels. You just, I'm fucking back to myself again. Where did I last leave off? What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was building a fucking kingdom. That's right. I was getting shit done before I met her.
So you may already have your answer.
I don't have an answer.
Has either one of these guys suggested getting married, moving in, being monogamous? Either one?
One has asked me if I'm dating anybody else.
It's not the same. Has either one of them asked you to stop dating other people?
No, it's only been like 3 months.
Well, when one of them feels that way, they will say that.
So how long should I wait? Like 6 months, and by then?
Well, you know what? You need an actuarial table. I see here you're 36 years old. You have less time to wait than women who are 26 years old.
Exactly.
So you have to fish or cut bait within a period of time.
So you're okay saying 6 months?
I mean, think about it. I mean, by when do you want to be married? Next year? By 40? By when?
At least like 38.
38? What is that, 18 months from now?
Yeah.
What, are you going to be engaged for a minute and a half?
No.
Maybe you need to be banging 3 guys.
No, because that's too much. That's too much juggling.
All right, then maybe you need to thin it down to to the guy who you think has the most potential.
No, but they're both good.
Darling, don't be like that.
Don't be like
that. Look, they're both so good. That's not the sound of a woman who wants to settle down.
No, I mean...
If you are serious about settling down, you have to be proactive. And you have to start saying, this guy's more likely to ask me to marry him than this one.
A pot.
You have to, and then you have to eliminate the one you think is less likely. And then if that guy doesn't ask you to stop seeing other people, you need to add another person into the mix. And you need to keep rotating them in and out until you find somebody who asks you to marry him or asks you to live with him or asks you to stop dating other people.
I hate dating. Oh, I hate
This is how it works. By the way, have you been married? What have we been doing all these years?
I haven't been married.
You haven't been married?
Divorced about 16 years. I got married young and divorced and just playing the field way too long.
All right. Well, you know what, darling? At 36, you probably waited too long.
Oh.
You're laughing.
No, that's not fair.
It's honest. And by the way, it's true.
I don't get it, okay? I don't get that. I am very attractive.
Has nothing to do with it.
Get guys that
You know, a 1987 BMW is very attractive.
You know, you could be the most attractive chick out there, but if you're a fucking bitch, if you are a bitch, dude, like most guys ain't gonna put up with it. They're like, okay, she's pretty, she's hot, she's got a great ass, great body, but super mega bitch, not putting up with it, not worth it. It wouldn't be worth it for a lot of guys out there. It definitely wouldn't be worth it for me. I've been down that road for sure. And I've met some bitches in my life. Absolutely. There are some crazy, mean, entitled brats out there. I call them entitled brats because that's usually what they are. Because once, you know, in her eyes, she's viewing men as, you know, men just have money. So the men who don't have money, because she's already dated guys with money, the men who don't have money are invisible to her. That's really what it is. That's like, you know, it's like upgrading to a PlayStation 5. Why would I play PS2? Right? This game's got better graphics. Why would I play Samurai Warrior, Dynasty Warrior on PS2, whatever, when Ghost of Tsushima just came out? Ghost of Yotei just came out. Why would I play GTA 3? Right? No one's playing GTA 3 Definitive Edition. Right? I mean, really, it's almost like going back and playing GTA Definitive Edition when GTA 6 comes out. It would be like the equivalent of like a woman finding a millionaire and she dumped your broke ass, but then you went out and you got an okay job as like maybe a tradesman or something, and you got $90,000 in your account now, and you're like, look, babe, I came back, and she's like, well, I've already found the fucking PlayStation 5 version of you, right? You had a chance to fucking go out there and make some money and try and keep me engaged, but I decided to break up with you and find someone better. And there's nothing wrong, like, you know, that's just the way nature is. That's just how every animal is, right? Females always want the best life for their offsprings. You know, can this guy provide the life that I want for my offsprings? Whether they're looking after fucking plants or kids or birds or dogs or cats or whatever. Can this guy provide the life I want for my offspring? Or hypothetically, if they can't have offsprings, they'll attach themselves to an animal or plants or a hobby of some sort. But it is, women do control the access to sex in the sexual dating market just as much as men control access to relationships.
You know who owns those? Guys who can't afford a 2008 BMW.
Exactly. See my point?
What's that? Oh my God.
That's how it works.
Oh no, I hate that.
That's how it is.
Just gonna have
we have Grand Theft Auto at home.
I mean, and I even get mean. I get straight up mean just so one of them would just say, you know, you're just too mean. And then, cool, and I ain't got to make the choice.
You don't have to be like that. That's immature.
And that's kind of how it is for me, too. Like, I'm sorry I keep pausing the video. We'll get through this pretty quick. We're halfway done. But it's like, you can make all the Saints Row games in the world that you want. You can make all the GTA clones in the world you want. You're not GTA. You're just not. You're not GTA. I don't care, Saints Row. You're not GTA. You're not as fun as GTA. You'll never be as fun as GTA. Sure, you got some redeeming qualities that I might go back and have some fun with, but it gets fucking old real fast because I'm more into a real grounded. And I think I'm like that with women. You could have the biggest tits, the biggest ass, you know, but you'll never be as sweet and kind as one girl that I might have met compared to someone that I might just meet, you know, recently. And I might go, well, you know what, you're not as good as I had it back then. And vice versa, right? You're not as rich as the last guy was, and now I got to settle for you. It's not very fun.
You have to make a decision and cut one of them off.
What I mean, said is both have jobs. They both, they both own their homes.
They both don't want a monogamous relationship with you. Not at this point, anyway.
All right.
They don't. Let's go back in time, Tina. You've been dating for 16 years. This had to have happened to you. Have you ever been in a relationship with somebody, or no, forget that. Have you ever been dating a guy? He wants you more than you want him. And he starts with the balloons and the flowers and the teddy bears.
There it is.
And the notes and the emails and the cards. Ever been with a guy like that?
She's fucking GTA.
Right? That guy wanted to get married.
Yeah, he did.
I wasn't ready.
That's not my point. You know what guys are like when they want to settle down because they start showing you.
It was just...
You've seen it, right?
Yeah, but I'm just afraid that, that whole guy thing, what if there was just something else better? That's...
Well, darling, now you're being like a guy.
Totally.
Well, yeah, that's why. But you see, if you think that way, in reality, you shouldn't be getting married. You shouldn't be settling down. Bottom line.
If you're thinking like a guy as a woman, you shouldn't be getting married.
I think so, too. I think sometimes maybe I'm just not ready to settle down.
Maybe you should just be like a guy.
Tom. Maybe you should just be like a guy. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. The Tom Leykis Show.
It's Leykis 101 on the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Let's continue. Here's Ron on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Ron.
Well, I just wanted to tell you that I've divorced my wife, and I managed to keep everything I own in the process.
Very good.
Nicely done.
I definitely, she signed the paperwork a couple weeks ago, but it's all going to be final maybe in about 30 days. So, for the most part, the dirty work's done. She doesn't want to contest anything. She took a bunch of garbage, and she's gone. She's out of my life. Good riddance.
Wow. Very good. Very good.
And part of it, I thought about some of the things, and luckily we didn't have any children. That's the good thing. It was just I hear that little voice. It was your little voice in the back of my head, and I want to say thank you.
I am so proud of you, Ron. And are you now getting more ass than a toilet seat?
Yes, sir, I am.
Love that.
I'm back on the front row of the class of Leykis 101. I'm happy sitting right there with a smile.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
But I want to say thank you, and if you like, you can take me out with a bong hit, sir.
There you go, Ron.
Thank you, Tom.
It's 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Amanda on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I had pretty much a theory that I've discovered. I want to run it by you.
All right.
Okay, I'm 21. I know I'm not old. I haven't seen everything. I know. But the theory that I've developed so far in my relationships and everything is the fact about marriage. I've become comfortable with the fact that I may never get married. I may get married, I may not. I know plenty of older people who've never been married and they're just as happy, And because my thing is that it seems like men don't want to get married. It's like they only get married because the woman pressures them into it.
We don't want to be married.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. So, and I was wondering if going through life and the rest of my relationships and everything, is that a safe theory to keep? I mean, I'm pretty much kind of laissez-faire about...
Well, you're only 21. I mean, later on in life, you might meet guys who want to get married, but the guys you know now... What? They were only 21, 22, 23. Why would they want to get married?
Yeah, exactly.
What for?
Makes sense.
So I guess it's the correct mindset, I suppose, for a 21-year-old.
At 21, you should not be even in a committed relationship, much less have a boyfriend or get married or... No.
Yeah. Okay, well, I just wanted to run that by you.
Well, there you go. You did.
All right,
But you do go through different stages in life where you're like, okay, I've built my nest, because really that's all it is. You're just an animal when you buy a house. It's just you're building your nest, right? But sometimes if you're lucky, like me, I could pay my place off by myself. Okay, yeah, if I wanted kids, I could easily afford them. But I don't really want to go through all that, the motion of doing that kind of thing. Like, I'm someone who just does not want kids. But you want to build your nest egg first. Definitely build, like, get like I said before, get everything ready, and guard it down so that if you mess around with the wrong one, you'll know to just cut the strings, man, cut the ties. Right.
Love the show, by the way.
Thank you so much. David on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Doing okay.
Hey, yeah, well, I got this problem I want to, talk to you about. Are you there?
No, I left the room.
Oh, no, okay. Anyways, I'm 27 years old. I made the mistakes when I was young. I went out, had a long relationship with a female, moved in with her, didn't work, broke it off, had the single life, and then now I've got myself into a mess where I'm dating a 26-year-old. She's got 2 kids.
Why did you do that?
Oh, man, at first they weren't involved at all. We were cool. We just dated. I didn't see them at all. And now I'm basically, part of their lives. And the thing is, this female, she never gets mad. Seems like she's not worried about anything. But, I've listened to your show, and you've said, no MySpace, no emails.
No MySpace, no Facebook, not having more than one email address.
Right.
No,
I've asked her to erase it.
No, forget that.
She says she's, clueless. I tried, but I don't know how to.
Right.
And
why are
you...
Why are you with someone with 2 kids? Why are you doing that?
Man, I didn't plan it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, you do.
I pictured myself, living a bachelor life, going out, having fun, I do construction. I work a pretty good, it's all right money.
So you're not having fun either.
Yeah, well, I'm stuck right now.
No, you're not stuck. Why are you stuck? Does she live in your house?
No.
So you're not stuck?
No, she does not.
So you're not stuck?
And now she says...
How are you? Wait. How are you stuck?
Well, she's talking about, we're going to be together. We're meant to be.
Doesn't matter what she said. In what way are you stuck?
Oh, I guess I'm not. But, I get like you said, she's not living with me, so I'm not stuck.
So it's not a problem. You can get right out.
I mean, it's been a year. We've been dating about a year.
So what?
Yeah, and
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let's say I met somebody one time who was hitting himself in the head with a ball-peen hammer.
Right.
I go up to the guy and he keeps hitting himself in the head. Ow! 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 And I say, hey, dude, how long have you been hitting yourself in the head with a hammer? A year. Ow! 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 Just because you've been doing it for a year, should he keep doing it?
No.
No.
All right.
The fact that you've been dating her for a year doesn't mean a damn thing.
Yeah. One other thing that I she tells me, I ran into an old friend of mine.
Sure she did. That's right. One of the guys who knocked her up.
I gave her my phone number, and
there
she's and I'm supposed to be okay with it.
But you're allowing it. You are tolerating it, and that's why she's doing it.
Yeah, and she's like, well, if you don't trust me, you should trust me. We've been together. I trust you. Nothing's going to happen. I don't plan on anything happening.
You're killing me.
I'm like, no. And I say no, and it's like,
look, by the way, she's not, wait. She's not planning on anything happening. That's very interesting language to use. Because what she's really saying is, well, I wasn't planning on something to happen, but one thing led to another, and suddenly he was having sex with me. I don't know what happened.
Oldest trick in the
Just like, by the way, it's just the same way that you said you have no idea how you got involved with a single mother.
There is.
Right.
The same nonsense.
Thinking with your little head.
So, I mean, it's nonsense both ways, in other words.
So get out!
Well, that's what you're telling me, right? We're both basically, you know.
If she wants to have a Facebook page or a MySpace, if she wants to be meeting up with guys she used to know and giving them her phone number, it's time for you to go.
Right.
She should do that on her own.
Right. I mean, I had a, you know, I told her, like, no, like you gave him your number, like, no, that's like, no, I don't like that, you know, and she's like, well, you should trust me.
Why are you trying to reason with her? If she wants to give guys her number, that's what she's going to do.
Right.
Now it's time for you to act. Do you want to be with someone who gives her number out to guys?
No.
That you don't discuss it with her. You don't negotiate with terrorists. You know what I'm saying? You get out.
Yeah, I mean, those are all signs, right? I mean, come on, a MySpace, an email, you know, giving your number to an old friend.
Well, why you stop trying to make the case? You already know the truth here. Get out.
All right.
It's over. Effective immediately.
All right, Tom, you know what? Thanks for your advice. I'm going to call you back and let you know what I did.
David, I hope you will.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. Leykis 101 from Hollywood at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Wide open telephones on the Tom Leykis Show tomorrow. Straight up at the beginning till the end. The whole show. That's it.
Well, actually, there's got to be mutual respect within the breakup. No, I shouldn't say the relationship, because really your woman should really look up to you. You should be up here in her eyes. Because if you're here, that's when it's like, right? But if you're here and she's like, oh, he's the shit, that's when it works. Unfortunately, it's the way it is. Don't let her fucking try and get her way. You get her back down there. And you let her stay there. Right? You want to keep being the top dog up here, because otherwise, up here, man, it's just, well, you ain't shit to me, nothing. You ain't nothing. And she goes off to the stars, right? And that's what happens.
So start thinking about it now. Get ready to call me. Deal with it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. Julio on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom, what's going on, man?
Let's do a little radio show here, Julio.
I'm just listening. I got a crazy story, man. I had this friend, keyword had, okay? She's from another country, okay? So since I've been living in California, she's been very friendly, a very fallacious woman she is, gives good advice. And at a certain point in time, her papers came back where she applied for an extension on the visa with the denial, okay?
Okay.
So maybe I'm new to this whole California thing. I've only been out here 3 years. But when she called and asked that I marry her for the papers, I was kind of thrown off guard. And I said, wait a minute. You must not listen to Leykis 101, baby.
All right.
Okay? I heard that people sometimes do it and they offer money for you to marry them.
Yes, they do.
But she wanted to do it as a favor. And I said to myself, what would Tom do? Okay?
I would say no, even with money.
And
it's a crime.
And that I wasn't sure about, but I was kind of leaning towards this doesn't sound legal.
It's not legal.
Okay. Okay. So, long story short, I said, well, I hope you do choose British Airways and have a safe flight. How you like me now?
I love you. You know I love you, Julio.
Sounds good. Can you take me out Kobe style with the screaming orgasm, please?
I certainly can.
This is about us. She's so special to me. Yeah, it beats in my heart. Yeah, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Anthony on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
I just had a question for you.
Yes.
Is it possible for a man to be happily married with to a single mom? And
no.
I just want to know, is it possible?
Well, it's possible to jump off a 40-story building and live. It is possible. Yes.
Right. No, but what I'm saying is...
I heard what you said.
Yeah, I just want to know, like, if before, because I'm considering doing that.
Why?
Well, because, everybody makes mistakes, right? She's made a mistake before. She got, she had a kid young. She didn't want to do that again. And, I believe in that. I was raised by a good stepfather. She was raised by a good stepfather. I know I could be a good stepfather. Why not?
Well, why would you want to?
Yeah,
well, I just know that, you know what, she's mature. I dated women without kids. They're a little more wild, man. They want to do everything that...
Yeah, but why are you so anxious? Let's start with this. Why are you so anxious to get married?
Well, I mean, time's ticking. I'm not...
Time is ticking? What are you, a bomb?
No, but, hey...
What is this, Mission Impossible?
Yeah, I just want to know if
no, but what do you think that you have an expiration date?
That's exactly. He's thinking like a woman. Time's ticking and da-da-da. Yeah, time ticks for women because they're on the clock biologically, but there's no time limit for us. Father time is unlimited, baby. Look at Al Pacino. That motherfucker had a kid in his 70s or some shit, and his wife, of course, took him for everything. Divorced of us. Anyway, you kind of want to be doing that. That's the way he did it. For his legacy to live on. He's like, I'm 90. I couldn't care less. I'm fucking, I want my legacy to live on. I might as well have a fucking kid with this hot 26-year-old or whatever the fuck. Bam, pumped out a baby. And then, of course, she's like, I'm not happy. Whatever. He's fucking, she wants to get fucking pumped by Chad, right? But Al Pacino was a fucking Chad back in the days, Godfather days, right? Yeah. Every time I think I'm out, they fucking pull me right back in, right? But he's thinking like a female, and that's just the most fucked up. Again, that's like the system, the society that we've allowed men have allowed to develop into has been very feminized. Our single moms and shit like that. We don't shame single moms anymore, right? That's why this shit's happening in the first place. And he was probably raised by a single mother, and he's thinking, I need to rescue, and all the Walt Disney fucking narrative. These chicks don't want to be saved, man. They are literally agents of the Matrix. A lot of them. A lot of them are just thinking like, no logic. It's all emotion. It's all, it's absolutely insanity out there.
No.
Like a carton of eggs? You think you have to be married by a certain date?
Not at all.
So what's the rush to get married to anyone?
No, there's absolutely no rush.
And why do you need to ever do that?
So it's not possible.
What do you mean? What's not possible?
To be happily married.
You don't need to be married. Can't you just have a relationship?
Of course, that's what we have now.
Why do you need to get married? Why, if it's so wonderful, why tempt fate?
Yeah.
Well, to just prove to her that,
What do you have to prove to her?
That I'm going to be with her and only her.
Why would getting married prove that? Many people who are married have sex with other people anyway.
That's true.
So getting married wouldn't prove anything.
So no, it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. I don't know.
Well, maybe you are.
Yeah. I just feel like they tend, single mothers. I've dated a couple. They tend to be more mature than.
But again, why are you in the market for a wife?
Well, because
is your family forcing you to get married, or your?
No, not at all.
So why are you in the market? Like it's like you've been shopping for one. Well, I tried dating younger women, but they were all irresponsible. They were all wild. But the single mothers are more mature. Who cares? If you're just banging them, who cares how mature they are or aren't?
That's true, but, you like to come home to something.
What do you mean come home to something? How about coming home to yourself?
There you go. Fuck yeah.
I've done that. Feedback on them.
I gave it to you, and you knew what my feedback was going to be before you called in.
Yeah, but, you know, I just figured it's like, hey. If
You thought I would say to you, Anthony, I know I told all the other guys not to get married, but you sound like the exception to the rule. That's what you wanted. You wanted me to put the old rubber stamp on it. Not getting it. You're not getting it.
All right, man. Can you take me out Kobe style?
Yes, I certainly can.
This is about us. She's so special to me. Yeah, it beats in my heart. Yeah, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
Oh, and I have only... Oh, yes.
Oh, God, Tom.
We have time only for 1 minute here. One call. This looks like the shortest call on the board. Jose, hello.
Hello, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, make a comment on all these clowns that want to live with their girlfriends, man. I'm 21. I'm going to school. I got a good job. I'm an accountant, and I'm majoring in accounting. I live by myself. I'm currently in my house by myself, and all I'm going to do right now when I hang up with you is call some broad over, have her come over, bang her out, send her on her way, and call another broad tomorrow night because it's Halloween, and go to a Halloween party, hopefully hook up, and that's my plan. All the clowns that want to live with their girlfriends, don't do it. Don't get married. If you're young, if you don't know nothing about life in your 20s, under your 20s, so just, live life and date all kinds of people and bang broads. And take me out Kobe style, please.
All right, Jose, here you go.
This is about us. She's so special to me. Yeah, it beats in my heart.
And I really wish I was man enough to say these kinds of things to my ex, where I was just like, I'm way too young to be in a relationship. I just wish I was man enough to just be fucking honest, right? Instead of cheating behind her back and causing a bunch of problems and causing a bunch of fucking needless drama and everyone trying to figure it out right. I was her first boyfriend. Oh, man, terrible, terrible, terrible. And it takes something that catastrophic for you to kind of wake up and go, okay, what the fuck am I involved in here? What really is this that we're all programmed to just kind of do without even any forethought thinking going into it? You know what I mean? It's something you really got to kind of watch as you allow yourself, because sometimes you'll get sloppy, and it becomes a very toxic environment for everybody involved, and it can be sad, and in some ways you might regret a lot of things, but what you might regret in the long run or in the short term might end up being the best thing that's ever happened to you, because you kind of come to a new awakening, a new stage in your life. Yeah, and that's a very hard thing for a lot of guys to go through. Heartbreak is it's a very brutal emotion for a lot of men. But I think that if you can channel that energy into something positive, like going out and saying, fuck it, I'm going to go, because you're so heartbroken anyway, you have so much energy. What are you going to do with all that energy? You're just going to sit in your fucking room and fucking, go down into the catacombs of my depression and have the cough, and I'll wake up and wake me up when September ends and all that shit. Or you can just understand what's going on. Okay, I'm feeling these crazy ass emotions. Oh man, I'm just going to bottle that shit down for a little while, but I'm still going to draw from it and go out and achieve something that is greater than myself, because I have so much pent up rage and energy and all this crazy stuff because I'll be honest, heartbreak is the best motivator you'll ever have. It's like lighting a fire under your ass. Right? Because when the chick is still sucking dick and everything's all good, it's just kind of whoop-de-doo, and it's not until shit blows up in your fucking face that you go, whoa, okay, there was something seriously wrong here that I was unaware of before. It had nothing to do with the actual what led to the breakup, but it was all the little things. Just you kind of go into retrospect and go, okay, yeah, I could have done things better there. I could have had a better job in the beginning before I even met this chick. Maybe I didn't realize my potential. I was a pizza delivery driver, and then I was a car parts driver, and I kept it there throughout the whole relationship. Maybe I should have went out and been a trucker. I had no idea I could have been a trucker had I just gotten my shit together. I would have been way up further than my friends. I would have been much more appreciated. I probably would have been more respected, right? Those kinds of things. But it takes for shit to blow up in your fucking face for you to kind of wake up, right?
Yeah, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
Our email address is my name. It's tom@blowmeuptom.com. Tomorrow, wide open telephones on the Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show.
And we'll end it there. We'll end the stream there. So, again, this was just something I wanted to get off my chest a little bit. No pun intended. But yeah, I don't know. I'm 34 years old with a mortgage paid off and a trucking career myself, and I've been through some of the things that Tom has said, and I really almost did cook myself alive here in the last few relationships that I've been in. And you begin to sort of question it. You kind of think, well, are they lying to me? Is society lying to me a little bit about what I thought a relationship was? Because I thought I was supposed to be the man here, and she was supposed to respect me. But somehow the roles ended up changing, where I was looking up to her, and she was looking down on me, and I was treating her like a famous person, and she was treating me like a fan, right? That's kind of what happens. And I think a lot of chicks say they want that, but then as time goes on, they lose respect for you. So I think the most important thing to take away from this, boys, is watch what women do and don't listen to what they say, right? Because a lot of things are shit tests out there. Watch what they do, and they'll say fucking anything to get what they want. Always listen to what the real hidden intentions are behind everything they do. Because the game is so fucking easy for them. Like, the dating game is on easy mode for them. They can get laid anytime they want. For you as a man, we think differently. We're built differently. We have upper body strength. We got to fucking fight off other guys. We got to fucking make a lot of money. We got to do so much different things for these bitches. And you have to navigate all of this with a real forward-thinking mind before you dive into something as crazy as a relationship, from what it can snowball into and out of control. And before you know it, you don't even have control of your life anymore. So that's another thing that we like to remind ourselves. And yes, it's important to eat healthy and go to the gym and stay fit and be the man. But again, be careful out there, because it just takes one false accusation to completely bring you down. And like a phoenix, you're gonna have to rise from the ashes again. It's up there. It's hard. I know lots of guys have been falsely accused, myself included, a few times. And that can be a very hard lesson for a lot of guys to learn, because some guys, they don't come back. They go to fucking jail forever. Because bitches out there can make fake receipts now. We got AI. We have, if I wanted to make a fake Facebook account of you, and let's say I was a chick and you were a dude, and I wanted to frame you for something, I could make a fake Facebook account, just look you up. Oh, there's your profile pictures. Crop that out, upload it to the new Facebook profile, make a profile of you, and message my account and say, look what he said to me. He admitted to this. All of a sudden, all these fake receipts come out, and your ass is grass. It doesn't take much. So, been down that road. It's very easy to, fall into these pits and navigate this world, because it's crabs in a bucket mentality out there. There's a lot of crazy shit, crabs in a bucket. You're trying to climb out of the rope, right? You're trying to get out there, climb. You can get the fuck off me, you're trying to kick her off, right? And they're all trying to fucking drag you back down, and you're like, no, leave me alone. I'll come back and save you when I make it out, right? Like, that's kind of the whole point, really, as a man. Before you save any of these bitches, you want to climb out of the fucking, what's the Dark Knight, right? Batman had to fucking climb out of there with a broken back. That's kind of how I felt through all it, trying to pay my mortgage off, trying to climb out of the, and they're all chanting, right? Like, you can do it. And then he's trying to go for that one last brick. And if he makes it, you can get out. That's what paying my mortgage off for me was like. I was trying to get to that one last, like, milestone in life where I could finally fucking break free and get my career going in trucking and pay my mortgage off. And all of a sudden now we have copious amounts of money coming in from every paycheck, and we're putting it all away, and we're saving for retirement. And now the snowball is going, and that's just, now I can go back and save somebody if I wanted to, right? As long as they weren't going to pull this, shit on me where they try and take me for everything, right? That's kind of not how that is supposed to go. because a lot of the times the chicks don't really understand your vision. They don't understand your goals because they're just thinking like, if he makes it out of there, he's not going to come back for me. I'm going to be left with nothing. But it's like, I wanted to save you out of that. I wanted to take you. I wanted to make life better for us, but you weren't letting me fucking. I'd try to go for that brick and you'd fucking yank the rope down, and you didn't even know you were doing that. It was like we're both tethered to the rope, but I went to go jump for the brick and you weren't even paying attention. You just kind of moved a certain way and I fucking missed it. And so I think a lot of the times, like, chicks don't really understand when we move a chick into our house, like we really want to be committed to you, but it's like if you're just it's like hiring a woman for it's like for the job, right? Now you know you wouldn't tolerate. Well, let's just put it this way. Does your boss, when your boss yells at your girlfriend's boss, when he yells at her, tells her to get to fucking work and start doing something and quit being a lazy piece of shit, whatever the boss is, whoever she is or he is, and starts like, laying, hey, you need to do better, you need to perform better, what the hell's going on here, right? Does she talk back to him? Probably not. She probably goes, okay, yes, sir. Goes back to work, yes, sir. Right? Same thing in a relationship. When she starts slacking off, you got to lay down the law and say, hey, listen here, you're kind of fucking with shit. You're fucking around with you need to get back to work. Keep the fucking house clean, cook the food. I moved you into my fucking house. I've lowered the cost of living. We have a great life here. What the hell's going on? If you're not happy with the job, then just, quit. Right? As a matter of fact, you don't have to quit. You're fired. Because it's obviously you're not pulling your weight here. I'm pulling everything. And that's really what a relationship is. It's a job. Just like anything else. It's an occupation. Right? So be very careful about who you hire into your life. And I'm not saying that as like to be misogynistic or anything like that. It's really what it is. Because you are the man that got to that level of fuck you. So yeah, don't let yourself become one of these beta orbiters around chick. If a chick doesn't want to fucking bang you on the first date, man, just leave. Don't even talk to her. Because I know chicks that will do that. I've been with chicks that have done that. And a woman will literally let you know on the first date, in the first 30 seconds, if she's like going to bang you or not. Right? And sometimes you talk your way out of doing that with a woman. You'll talk yourself out of getting lucky with a chick. Now, really, the whole goal here is to, if you're a Tom Leykis student, is to actually go out and get laid as much as possible without any real commitment, because you've already become that guy. You want to be the guy with beta women orbiters around your circle, right? Just as much as there's the chick out there with beta orbiters because she can't lock down the fucking Chad that she wants. You want to be the Chad that's got all the female beta female orbiters around your kingdom, right? That's the guy you want to be. You want to be the Gene Simmons guy. You want to be the boss. You want to say, you know what? If you're not gonna fucking pull your weight around here, see you later. On to the next one. So stay healthy, stay fit, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. This was a little bit of a longer stream today than I'm used to, but I wanted to just bring this to some of your guys' attention. I don't know how many people are going to see this. I don't have very many subscribers. But yeah, spread the message, man. I think it's important to get into some of these topics and shows, because I've had best friends too that I've lost thanks to some of these bitches. It's sad to see, but once you wake up from the matrix and you kind of take the red pill and you sort of pull yourself out of all this craziness, it can become quite the rabbit hole for sure for a lot of guys. But keep lifting. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't stop lifting. And don't stop working hard. All right, catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one.